Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we have weighed the teaser bull here, and we've weighed all the heifers including the youngest and the smallest heifer. We've weighed them all. We haven't weighed anything else. Obviously she's in calf, so it's sort of pointless weighing her. They've calved, pointless weighing them. She's in calf, there's two of them we want to keep, and then there's two we're selling, but they haven't been split yet, so we can give the two we're selling male. And we haven't weighed the weanlings either because, well, it's pointless weighing them as well, because we weighed the teaser bull. He will be sold in the next coming weeks, hopefully this month, the month of March. If not, he'll be definitely gone by the month of April. So we weighed him just to see how much he weighs, and then to check out the difference between our weighing scale and the weighing scales in the mart, to see if our one is accurate, because it's new. We got it through a little scheme or grant or something that's going around. So yeah, and then we just weighed the heifers, because why not? They'll be sold eventually at some point, not 100% sure when, but they will be definitely sold. Now the father did want to keep this mousy coloured one back and try and bull her again. The reason they are here is because we did bull them and none of them were in calf, so we're just going to dose male into them, which is what we're doing now. Put a bit of weight on them, a bit of condition, and then get rid of them in the mart. He was thinking of keeping her and trying her again, but once we weighed her and got her weight, I think that plan has changed. I think she's gone beyond bulling again. So yeah, this one here with the white mark on the forehead is our youngest heifer out of the lot, and is the lightest. So we're hoping we'll keep her back. We might bull her as well. So we might put her with the weanlings when they're going out onto grass, going out into the fields and whatnot. So yeah, and the rest of them, whether we sell them before they go out on grass or when we bring them back in at the end of this year, I don't know the plan for that. Whenever these are going, I don't know when we're going to be selling them, but I know definitely for a fact this teaser bull here will be going ASAP. So I have all the records down on my phone, so we can go straight into it. I'll just go through their date of birth, their age, and their weight. So obviously if you watched my video about our farming system, our suckler farming enterprise, whatever you want, that video, you know well how much male they're getting here and all that, and how much male he's getting. But what I didn't do in that video, and maybe what I should have done, is actually filled up the bucket, because they get a full bucket. I should have weighed that on the weighing scales, and he gets 3 scoops, a quarter of a bucket, just underneath half, just below half. I should have weighed that as well, but never thought of it. So maybe next year when we're doing our meal feeding routine video, I might go into more detail and actually weigh every bucket that I'm giving them. So we did fill a full bucket of meal, which is what they'd be getting. We threw it on the weighing scales and we weighed it, and I even have that clocked as well, so I have a record of that as well, so we can see how much a full bucket of meal weighs. But anyways, enough of the talking, and let's get straight into the video. So I guess first of all we'll start with the teaser bull, the thoroughbred himself, because we did weigh him first. The whole reason that we set up the weighing scales was basically to weigh him, because he was the first one to be sold, and while we had the weighing scales out and all that and set up, we said we might as well weigh the heifers. So we weighed him first. We might as well go through him first. So his date of birth is the 1st of April 2023. We bought him in May 2024. So he is 1 year, he's 1 year old and 11 months, so he's nearly 2 years old. Come April, he'll be 2 years old. So he's nearly he's 1 year and 11 months old. And his weight came to 526 kg. So, and for those who know how much male he's getting and all that, that's a nice weight as well, 526 kg, and obviously we are dozing meal into them, absolutely feeding them buckets of meal. We also started feeding him meal twice a day now. He gets a bit in the morning and he gets a bit in the evening. In the morning I think he gets the most. As I mentioned, he gets about 3 scoops of 303 beef nuts, and then in the evening he might only get maybe 1.5 scoops to 2 scoops, so he's not getting as much, but he's still getting quite a lot of meal. And the weight with the 524 kg is very nice. And if we had the weighing scales when we got him first and weighed him and compare the two weights to the weight what he would be when we got him to what he is now, we could have calculated the daily weight gain, but we didn't have the weighing scales when we actually got him at that point, so we couldn't weigh him. But again, with our new weighing scales we can actually now weigh, like these cows now, the 2 cows that we want to get rid of. Once we separate them, my idea would be to weigh them first and then start feeding them meal, and then when it comes closer to the date that we're going to sell them in the mart, weigh them again and compare the 2 weights and get their daily live weight gain and all that fun stuff, which is what we could have done with these girls here. But again, when we separated them out between the heifers that were in calf and the heifers that aren't in calf, we didn't have the weighing scales, and they were already roughly about maybe more than halfway, maybe 3/4 way through their feeding schedule when we actually got our weighing scales. So it would have been sort of pointless weighing them then to get their daily live weight gain. But yeah, very, very happy with his weight. And again, I don't know how much Frisian bulls are going to go in a mart, especially in today's environment when the prices in the factories are pretty good and the prices in the mart also are fairly good. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Come in the next couple of weeks, hopefully we will find out. But hopefully, as I mentioned before, we can make a profit off him. We didn't pay a whole lot for him when we got him first. He was basically only in weanling at that point, really, when we bought him. But yeah, hopefully he'll go for good money. But again, I don't know how much Frisian bulls or just Frisian cattle in general do in marts and stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see. The second heifer we weighed was this mousy coloured one, the one that the father wanted to keep back but changed his mind after we found out her weight. So her date of birth is the 8th of February 2022, so she's 3 years and 1 month, and her weight is a whopping 585 kg, and I believe she is the second heaviest out of the heifers that we weighed at 585 kg, which is a massive weight, an absolute massive weight. And even just looking at her as well, you can't really get a good view of her, but she is a massive weight. Very, very happy with her outcome, her weight and all that. Not too bad at all. So yeah, second heaviest of the heifers at 585 kg. So when it comes to the mart, whenever we do get to sell these heifers, don't know when, hopefully prices are still fairly good when we do come to sell the heifers. She might be on the 590 kg mark by that stage, I don't know, but yeah, that is not bad. Hopefully she will go for good money, because that's a lot of weight there. So yeah, second heaviest heifer, 585 kg. Next one up, the second heifer, is this one right here. Now she was the heaviest out of the heifers. She was the heaviest. So her date of birth is the 26th of March 2022. She's 3 years old, and wait for it, she weighed 617 kg. 617 kg. And there she is in all her glory. And again, just like the first one, obviously she's that little bit heavier. Hopefully she goes for good money as well whenever we do sell them, because that is a whopping weight. When we started weighing them, I wasn't expecting any of them to be in the 600 kg mark. You know, maybe mid 500 kgs, maybe just tipping the high 500 kgs, like the mousy coloured one. Was not expecting 600 kg, but yeah, 600 kg right there is what we're looking at, which is not too bad at all. And for a 3-year-old heifer, I guess that's probably what you'd be aiming for when they reach 3-year-olds, that they'll be in the high 500s into the 600 kg mark. So yeah, I'd say that's about right, and very happy with that as well. The third heifer is this one right here. So her date of birth is the 11th of October 2021. So she's 3 years and 5 months old, and she came in at 510 kg. So again, not too bad. She's obviously the oldest out of them, but not the heaviest, I believe. Isn't that what I hear? So funny that the heaviest was 3 years old, and she is the oldest at 3 years and 5 months, and she's only tipping the 500 kg mark at 510. So there we go. Yeah, 5 months in the difference between her, the heaviest heifer, and her, the oldest heifer. Even the mousy coloured one is younger than her and is heavier than the oldest heifer, which is a bit of a surprise. That was a bit of a surprising result, that. But again, her physical size doesn't look awfully big. For the oldest heifer, there's a lot of them a lot more taller and a lot more broader. But yeah, surprising that. I guess she wasn't, I'd say she was eating the male at the same time the rest of them was. She didn't get a head start or anything like that. When there were calves, obviously we'd get them on calf crunch, and then maybe when they're weanlings or just coming on to weanlings, before we wean them off the cattle, we'd start getting them off the calf crunch and onto 3 or 3 beef nuts. So she probably didn't get much of a head start for her age. So I think her sort of meal feeding, the bulk of her meal feeding is around the same time as the rest of them there. So yeah, if she did get a head start, because she is 5 months older than the heaviest, she probably would be maybe a similar weight to the mousy coloured one or the heaviest. But yeah, and there we go. That's what, yeah. Well, that's just how it goes. The fourth heifer is this one here with the black nose. So yeah, her date of birth is the 8th of March 2022. So she's 3 years old, and she came in at 576 kg. So again, she's around the similar age. The heaviest heifer is 3 years old. She's 3 years old, and she's also heavier than the oldest heifer. No, she's coming in at the 576. She's only 510. That one there. So yeah. But again, the younger heifers that weigh more would probably tend to do more better than the older heifers that weigh. Well, they'll definitely do well. Those three, this one, and that one, will all do better than the oldest heifer, who doesn't weigh anywhere near the rest of them. But the younger, you should be aiming for getting as much weight into the younger heifers as possible. So obviously the mousy coloured one, this one here, and this one here, 5 months plus younger than the oldest heifer, and they are heavier. So obviously that's probably what you should be gaining. If they were lighter than the oldest heifer, probably wouldn't make too much of a big difference, but the younger the heifer and the heavier the heifer at a younger age, the better, especially for the factories and all that, because you know the younger means the meat, the steaks, the beef and all that is probably more better than the older the heifer. But yeah, we're very happy. That wasn't not too bad of a weight, that, and we're delighted with her weight as well, in the well and up into the 500 kg marks. Obviously the camera probably isn't going to do it much justice, but yeah, she's a nice good weight and hopefully does well in the mart like the rest of them. So now we move on to the youngest heifer and the lightest heifer, which is the one in the back there with the white on her forehead. Get back! This one right here. So, oh, she's coming forward. Nice. Her date of birth is the 6th of February 2023. She's 2 years and 1 month old, and she weighs 451 kg. So we're not going to sell in her when we sell the other 4. As I mentioned, we might actually keep her, or we might try bulling her. So we might actually take her out of that pen when they start going out onto fields and grass, and put her in with the weanlings when they're going out onto fields and stuff. And we'll try her. The rest of them obviously are going to be sold, and if they do go out onto a field, they'll also be getting meal out there, and they'll thrive more and they'll thrive better out in the field. But we don't want to be feeding her too much meal now that we know her weight and her age. So we might try and bull on her. Now, she's in at the back, so we're not going to get as good of a view of her as the others, but she's not going to be as good as the others because she's younger and a lot lighter. So she's like nearly over, what is it, 130, 140, 150 kg lighter than a couple of the others. So yeah, that is not too bad. Obviously she's not going to be sold, as I mentioned. Here she is. Closer look. Closer look. Although her height is very similar to this one here. Very similar height. And even with this one, the height is obviously very similar, but the broadness, the thickness of the shoulders, the thickness of the thighs and all that, and probably the meat on the back, nowhere near compared to the other 2 beside her. But we're not aiming for that. We're hopefully buller. She'll go in calf, and she'll probably hopefully be a good replacement heifer as well for the 2 cows that we are going selling. So yeah, hopefully she won't, when we bull her, that she will eventually get into calf, and she won't wind up like the 4 of them here. This heifer here was the heaviest, as I mentioned, weighing in at 617 kg, and her 3 years old. The second heaviest heifer is the mousy one there in at the back. She's 3 years and 1 month old, and she weighs 585 kg. So she's 1 month older than the heaviest, but she's a little bit lighter. The third heaviest was this one here. She was 3 years old, and she weighed 576 kg. So she's the same age as the heaviest heifer, but again she's a bit lighter, about 40 kg, 50 kg lighter. The oldest one and the 4th heaviest one is this heifer here. She's 3 years and 5 months, weighing in at 510 kg. And finally the 5th heifer, the youngest and the lightest, only 2 years and 1 month old, at 451 kg. I also mentioned we weighed a full bucket meal, so one of them buckets, and it's full as it can be. So that bucket full of meal weighed 12 kg. And in my other video I was saying one of these scoops, so I was saying a scoop like that would have been maybe 1 kg to 1.5 kg, and I was counting each scoops I put into the bucket and then calculating all that business as well. Never even thought of using the weighing scales. Well, it wasn't set up when I actually recorded that video, so yeah, so that video is not 100% accurate as it turns out. Yeah, so you could probably do your calculations. A full bucket, which is what the heifers get here, is 12 kg, and there's 5 of them in it. The weanlings here get half a bucket, so that's 6 kg, and there's 5 of them in it. And then obviously the teaser bull, I was given maybe just under half. Yeah, just under half, so probably like a third of a bucket, third full of a bucket. So yeah, you can sort of do the maths on that. But I think, as I mentioned at the start of the video, that if I ever do a video like that again, I will weigh the bucket. So if we have any heifers or bullocks that get a full bucket, I'll weigh the bucket, give them their meal, and then do the maths and all that. The same with any weanlings. If they're getting half a bucket, we'll fill the bucket, we'll weigh it, give it to them, and then do the maths, and so on and so forth. Be more accurate if I do another one of them videos in a year's time. But yeah, maybe when these calves are weanlings, so once we have 2 more cows to calf, we have the black one who's next, and then we have a mousy coloured one who's next. So that's what's that going to be. That's going to be 5 calves. 5 calves. One of them is a bull. That one in there is a bull, and I think the rest of them might be heifers. So when they're all weanlings, when it comes to the time when we weigh them off the cows, like them over there, in about a year or so's time, we'll probably be similar to these lads over here, getting meal and stuff. So I might do a video of that, just weighing the bucket and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, anyways, teaser bull, 524 kg, not too bad at all, and hopefully he will be going in the next couple of weeks. Get rid of him, his job is finished, and that'll free up a pen for us as well. We'll have a free pen. To do with the heifers, not 100% sure. Father never mentioned a month or a date or anything of the likes about selling the heifers, so don't know when the heifers are going to be sold, but a lot of them are very, very, very good weights. So happy out. But I think that is going to be the end of today's video. What do you think of the weights, the heifers? What do you think the weights of the teaser bull? And we'll say, given the prices in the mart going now, in the recently, if we were to sell the teaser bull and if we were to sell the 4 heifers with the prices that are going in the mart right now, would they go for good money? I'd say a lot of them would. So yeah, leave down in the comments what you think. But that is going to be the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my merch. The link to that will be down in the description. And I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care.